And I remember I was in the car, and when the phone call came in that we beat Ed Koch. So Dinkins became the first person of color to be the Democratic nominee.
He was his constant companion during his time as 106th mayor of the city of New York. Today, Arnie Segarra, who has worked under 3 administrations, beginning with John Lindsay, is mourning the loss of Mayor David N. Dinkins, New York City's first African-American mayor.
He said to me, I did it my way. Some people wanted him to go negative, but he didn't go negative. He said, I did it my way. He's running as the Democratic candidate. Giuliani is the Republican candidate. We just finished beating Ed Koch, Dick Ravitch, and Jay Golden. 51% of the vote. Unbelievable. There was no runoff. And we won by 1.5 points. Right? Think about that. 7-1. Remember, no one knew who Rudy was. Dinkins didn't have a record. So why is it that he beat 3 Democrats, 7-1 voter registration, and we barely won? It has to do with race.
How do you feel he'll be remembered?
I think they will remember him as accomplished. Crime, housing, homelessness went down.
All this despite a tumultuous time in New York City's history as the AIDS epidemic ravaged communities around the city. This, along with high crime, unemployment, and homelessness, created a challenge that needed to be addressed.
We inherited 2,000 murders a year. We inherited that. We inherited the homeless problem.
Segarra, from his home here in the West Village, talked about his first encounter with Mayor Dinkins in 1967.
We started by sweeping the streets, organizing tenants, and that was my beginning with electoral politics. I was helping him back when he ran for borough president.
Soon his friend was now running for mayor in what had become a racially charged city following the death of Yusef Hawkins in August of '89 and other high-profile incidences.
He said it happened in Bensonhurst. Doesn't mean all of Bensonhurst are racist. And that's something that was him. You know, you don't paint with a broad brush. He said it happened in Bensonhurst, but you don't condemn an entire community as racist.
Much has changed since this, and many credit his Safe Streets, Safe City program as the reason why.
The subtitle was Cops and Kids. No one talks about that part of that report, where we hired 7,000 new police officers.
Then there was the Crown Heights riots.
He admits later on that we should have acted sooner.
With a relationship that has spanned 4 decades, with high points that include meeting Nelson Mandela, this is how Segarra says he will remember his friend.
Till today, and listen to this carefully, till today, the U.S. Open is here for 2 weeks. They bring in more money than the Mets, the Yankees, the Rangers, and the Knicks combined. 2 weeks. The rest of the year is community use.
Was he the one that brought in Walt Disney?
We started the rehab of 42nd Street, and Walt Disney was part of that. When he would speak to young African-American kids or Latino kids, now remember the time, there's a lot of change since then. He would say to them, you know, whatever you want to do in life, be the best at it. You want to be a taxi driver? Be the best. He said, by the way, teaching is a great. And then he will hesitate. I remember that again. You know, I keep going back to the time, and you know you can't be mayor. This generation will be like Obama. I remember so many African Americans said, you know, they could look to their kids and say, you could be president. Kamala Harris, she says it. You could be vice president. In my generation, we didn't see this, but we fought to make it, you know, to make it a lot easier. He was just, he was special.
He was mayor of this city from 1990 to 1993, with many now appreciating his groundbreaking work when it came to community policing and economic development. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Muoko.